It's 7 o'clock. Let's get started. All right. I'm Trish Keener. I'm the secretary for the Morgantown Fire Territory Board. We're going to call the meeting to order. And if everyone would rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. We need to do roll to determine a quorum. We'll start on the far end down there. Yeah.
Joe Blow.
Trish Keener. Okay. And a reading of the minutes. The Morgantown Fire Territory Executive Board, October 1st, 2025. Meeting was called to order at 7 p.m. by Trish Keener, Secretary. We did the Pledge of Allegiance. Roll call was done to determine a quorum. Jeff Reed, Township Representative. Joe Blevins, Town Representative. Courtney Allen, Town Representative. Trish Keener, Secretary and at-large member. It was made known to all present that Board Member and Chairman Mark Seestein, Township Representative, resigned due to the fact that his son was hired as a firefighter at Morgantown Volunteer Fire Department, and he was afraid that it would cause a conflict of interest. Minutes from the July 23rd, 2025 minutes from the July 23rd, 2025 meeting were read. Upon motion by Courtney Allen and seconded by Joe Blevins, the vote was taken and the motion was carried to approve the minutes with no correction. Old business, the lights are done on engine. I think I have the wrong number. I have 262, but it's not right. I had my fingers on the wrong keys. 161, right? Okay. And the pump on tanker 161 has been rebuilt. All right. New business, 15% cash reserve. The cash reserve held by the township was not submitted correctly in 2024. Chief Chapman wanted to use this reserve for gear. No confirmation on whether the money is still there. The fire department needs funding for gear and maintenance. We need to confirm that the money is there. Courtney will talk with Bill Witt to make sure that the money is available. 2026 budget. It was read on September 4th, 2025 and approved either on September 12th or 14th. I don't think we knew the exact date. It's reopened by DLGF and the State Board of Accounts due to capital improvement plan to offset equipment replacement fund for taxpayer relief. Senate Bill 1 could change the budget. Fire chief items. The fire department applied for a grant from Home Bank. They were awarded $13,000 to purchase an automatic CPR machine called Lifeline Arm. Questions were asked as to whether this was a match or a flat grant. The bank gave the fire department $13,135 as a flat grant to purchase the automatic CPR machine. Courtney Allen moved to adjourn the meeting. Joe Blevins seconded. Vote taken, and the meeting was adjourned at 7:32. Does anybody have any additions or corrections?
No, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Only as noted.
Yeah.
I'll second.
Angela, I just need to ask, the bill is still showing up. I want to make sure this is recording. It's showing the sound on. It is.
Yep.
I got it. Leave the other screen on.
You click dual.
I see it.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor of approving the minutes from October 1st, 2025 with the change to engine 161, say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. All right, now we have old business. Anybody have old business that they need to bring up?
25 did you talk to Bill about the 15%?
She did not.
Yeah, I guess since we got you on.
I was going to say, I can talk about it now.
Yeah.
I went through, since I've had the books as much as I can with the previous clerk, and went through each line. It never shows that the first installment of the 15% was ever paid. So in the township, no, sorry, in the fire territory fund right now is $111,047. So that would reflect the money, 123 and change, right?
Could you tell us if it was submitted with the first budget?
It came, so it got paid to I gotta get them all straight. It got paid to the township, but it was never dispersed to the territory.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we can get, it's only at 111 right now and they need 123, but we can move it around if I have to.
Okay.
So it's been collected.
It's there.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry,
That was
how
the
much, how much was in there? Oh, 111?
111 and then 047.
Thank you.
Sure. That sound about right?
Yeah, 123. So,
There's stuff we can move around to get you close, but it's part of the agreement, so I recognize that.
And the full taxes may, when the second half comes in, that may be the where it's.
Right, because there's a difference
Right.
between, I think, 10,000, 90,000 or something like that between what we get paid and then what you guys draw. The second half's the 410, 875.
yeah.
Yeah,
Second half, it should be 123,260. Should be the final.
okay.
According to the original.
From what we've determined, 123 what?
263.
From what we've determined, it's in the there, you know, township trust, it's in the townships, was paid to them but never dispersed to you. I can never see it where the 61, 630, 50 went to you. So we're on the same sheet of music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I got more numbers. I'm ready.
Any other old business?
So the B and C line item that says protective gear and apparatus maintenance, that was brought up last month. Part of that was because of that 15% cash reserve. With, updating, upgrading, and moving forward and growing this territory, that 123 was to help offset some cost of things unforeseen like pump maintenance, and we've had some significant pump overhauls, not just on the tanker. Like you heard, the tanker had one completely rebuilt, but we had aggressive maintenance done on engine 161, and that ended up costing $24,925.77.
Say it one more time.
$24,925.77.
Thank you.
So this was labor, parts and supplies, pump testing for engine 161, engine 162, and tanker 162. So every truck. So it's not like it was just one truck too. It was
Doesn't-
maintenance all of our equipment.
Who does the maintenance?
This is
This is First Alarm LLC.
is who did that pump testing. We have to use someone that's certified in pump testing to say that we are pumping to the capacity
For your ISO.
for NFPA standard, to say that that truck is safe and that firemen aren't going to get hurt. And we have to have annual records of that. It was our annual pump testing maintenance and all that. And we'd been using a different company, and we decided to go a different route because he took us off the books and moved it to February, and we said that's not annually, that's pushing us into next year. And we was able to find this gentleman who was able to get us what we wanted, when we wanted, in the time we wanted, to get stuff submitted to that ISO guy before that October date and stuff like that. So
Since we're sharing, where are you guys sitting on your budget? You running tight?
A little right now. I mean, we're doing okay right now. It's running a little tight. I have paid it, and it's getting a little tight, but I know it's there.
Okay.
Just kind of waiting for the second installment with you.
and
And then I knew we were talking about this 15 tonight as well, so I hadn't. But yeah, we're still okay. It was getting very tight, but we're also getting into December, which it's supposed to run from July 1st to December. And we budgeted it to be this way.
I understand.
And we had line items for maintenance repair. We had line item for gear. We just exceeded that. And in previous territory meetings with some of the previous board members, it was discussed that we needed more than $35,000 worth of gear, and they said, get it. That's what the cash reserve is for. So we did, and then we've yet to get the cash reserve. So that's why that's all in old business. As far as that goes, with the cash reserve, would you prefer to see all that money come in on taxes and then decide on the 123,263 how much you want to give us? And we can give you, we want to make sure it's all cordial. We can give you copies of these invoices that show why you gave us some of that 123 or all of it or whatever.
I think responsibly, just for everybody else, it'd be good if I saw it and you review it with me.
Yes.
The way I looked at it and the way I talked it through my head, I've been thinking about this a lot, just trying to unravel everything. And the taxes have been drawn on the June, right? The June payment that you should have gotten.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know procedurally. I'll make sure completely that I don't have to go back to the township board to let them know, because I think it's already there and I can execute the payment. And if that's the case, knowing that and having dug into this, I think we can get you at least June right off the bat. And then December, when it comes in, just to make sure we're covered. Was that reasonable?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The simplest maybe is split that 123 in half.
That is 61,631.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then that way
If you did that, I'd be very comfortable till the end of December.
okay. I wouldn't mind, in my checkbook, I wouldn't want to have like, my little alarm goes off if I get below $500 or something like that. So I'd like to have a little bit of something there.
Understood.
Yeah. And then kind of act as the bank and then.
You have a question?
We'll get to it pretty much.
Okay.
That's all that we wanted to discuss on the old business, was mainly the A, B, and C part. And that all tied into that 15% cash reserve.
Okay. Well, I'll move on.
Would it be too much to ask to get a current fund report and expenditure report for the meetings? When we have our meetings?
I don't think so.
Okay. The way we can all review them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I almost printed the townships off today, but it was too long.
Any other old business?
That 2026 budget, the section, I didn't know if you guys wanted to discuss that any further, what you found out from the DLGF. That's not a you guys line item. It was just brought up last month, that's why I think that's there.
Right. Maybe two things. She's really busy right now because she's got, I don't know how many townships, government units. The other thing is I had to make sure that she knew, or I knew, and she could tell me without a doubt if the replacement, the 113,
Yeah. Yes.
if that was coming out or staying in, because that's going to reflect the tax rate. So I'm waiting on her to tell me if it's in there or out.
It'll be in there.
Right, but I didn't know if the resolution would help.
That resolution will change.
Okay. I'm just making sure that I get it here from her. Yeah. Get my handler.
Any other old business? On to new business. We need to, so I guess my question, I have a question. So I guess my question is, the township needed to appoint someone else for the fire territory board, correct? Has that been done?
That happened our last township meeting. They appointed me. Well, I got voluntold.
My next question is, can the trustee be on the fire territory board?
I checked.
Okay, all right, just making sure.
I checked it myself.
Okay.
We all kind of really read through that interlocal
Okay,
agreement.
I just wanted to make
And
sure.
we're just trying to get compliant with the interlocal agreement on that board chairman
It
thing.
says the wording is,
Same question.
you need a question?
No, Courtney had the same question I did.
Oh, you read it? You read the bill?
No, I just had the same
It
question.
says,
I didn't
two
read that
people from the
detail part.
township board or the trustee.
Okay.
To elect the board chair.
We need to elect a new board chairman, because I want to turn this back over.
Well, I think based on Matt's prior fire department experience, I think he would probably make a better chairman. So, I would like to nominate
If you don't mind the rusty Robert's Rules of Order, it'll take me a minute.
Matt. Pretty casual.
Yeah, that's what you said. I'll accept it. I'm in.
Anybody
I'm in
opposed?
deep.
Motion?
All in favor?
Okay, all in favor of nominating Matt as the new chairman of the Fire Territory Board, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. I'm turning this over to you.
Oh, now? All right, I'll gavel in. On item 6, Roman numeral 6, fire chief's items.
So, one thing I wanted to bring up was ISO. We have been, ever since July 1st, we let him know that we had dynamics change. We were an active working territory. We emailed back and forth. He requested paperwork and gave us till October. We submitted it in the time frame he requested. Had conversations with him on the phone. He set a date. I asked him if we could move it up. He said, let's stick with the date I set. I know he's a very busy individual. We are scheduled to meet and have a sit down with him and go over everything we sent and any other stuff we have moving forward, I believe January 6th. And then he will have so many days to put his stuff together, send it off, and then they will review it to get that ISO rating set to do and then it'll take effect the following quarter.
Is it a 5 right now?
It's a 10.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're hoping to get anything better than a 10, which we should.
Let's go for half.
We have a lot of positive things about us that's going to drastically affect our point system. I have been forewarned by some other chiefs that I've communicated with throughout Indiana that, they say good luck. They said ISO is actively changing rules and how they score, and they said it's only getting tougher like everything else. They said everything is stacked against the fire service. Have fun with ISO. So we know that. We're prepared. The individual that does it, our rep, he has always been great to work with in the past. And we've got a lot of positive things from the town side, too, on the water side that, hydrants labeled, logs of being flushed, new infrastructure going in, that's all going to matter. And we are going to, at that January date, ask when's the soonest we can hit and request another audit, because we'll have, in that time frame, we'll have more hydrants go in that won't be in January. They'll be after that, and our staffing will have been longer and stuff like that. So
Can I ask an off question, but it pertains to water? What's the largest main and the smallest main?
I would have to talk to the water department.
2 inches smallest, and a 12 is going to be our largest bank.
12's the largest? Okay.
Yep.
Thank you, because I would have to ask DPW.
And our new hydrants with the new connection, we're going to make them pump over 500 gallons a minute. So that's going to change.
And that's going to help our ISO.
That's a really big deal.
Yes.
So yeah,
For all of us.
for all of us. Yeah. So that was the big thing on ISO. Did you have anything you wanted to share about ISO? And then, so that's more of an informal thing. And then one other thing we've just been lightly discussing. We have not talked to any vendors or anything, but we've been discussing our brush truck situation. Our brush truck is a 1996 F-350. It's got quite a bit of age on it, and there was a discussion about getting a beefier truck to handle the weight, take the bed that's currently in there, because that's a bed that sits in that bed, move it onto this other bed. So we wouldn't be buying a whole nother 300 gallon.
You're going to do it on the Dodge?
No, we're going to buy a different truck, like a 450 or 550
Okay.
or something like that, or a 4500 or 5500 frame. Something that's got a little bit more meat on the frame, can handle the weight better, bigger brakes, to be safer.
Okay.
We're literally in the investigating stages of it and stuff. We've not talked to fire truck vendors very actively at all. Some of this we may be able to just purchase a truck that's a flatbed from Ford or Dodge and
Right.
and be cheaper than going
Be
through a
fletcher.
fire truck vendor because they
Fletcher to give us one.
run everything up. So, and that we're just making sure we're compliant with NFPA things. We're doing it the right way.
Okay.
Like I said, it's just been an open discussion the last week or two.
And that was part of that capital improvement plan originally. Look at that,
So that's kind of what.
600, 500, whatever.
Is it? Well, it's marked in there. Wasn't there a brush truck in there? I just looked.
Yeah, and that's what kind of made us go ahead.
Made us kind of proceed with that.
I'll look at that as well. Hang on, let me write that down.
Well, originally, before that 500 some odd thousand got moved, equipment replacement fund, the previous trustee said we have this money, give us basically a wish list, and a brush truck is that $100,000 to $200,000 range, which would be an easy 30-year-old truck getting equipment matrix replacement. That was an easy choice, but then that all changed, kind of moved money around in a way.
They had to move it because of the lit.
Right.
You know, start taking it out and building
Right.
roads with it. I'll look at that because I'm looking at also sidebar fixing a couple fences around cemeteries and stuff. So I got to look at that list. So
Yeah.
I'll check it.
Yeah, and then the only other major thing, we had a decent Halloween with the kids. We had a little fish fry, and then we've got Santa Train with Indiana Railroad for, it's getting close, is it 27, 28 years, almost 30 years now. We've been a stop for them. They are bumping it up. They used to stop at Bargersville. They're not stopping at Bargersville, so they used to not get here till 6 p.m. They're going to be here at like 4:30, and they're going to be rolling out about 6. So Indiana, Friday, December 5th, and Indiana Railroad has already shared it on their Facebook and website and everything. We are sharing it on our Facebook, and we're also actively trying to get a website started for Morgantown Fire Department where we can share these live meetings and stuff like that to it. So, and we'll share our PR stuff with that too. But it's a great partnership. It's a great time for kids. It's free for the kids to come and see Santa on Train. They only let so many on, so there will be people parked out here at 3 o'clock waiting to get in line. And it's a great time. And literacy of Morgan County is coming in again and giving out free books to kids as well to encourage reading. We've always made them a community partner and just let this be a big event for the kids.
Something we always do is we as the department, the non-for-profit side, we buy cookies, bake them, and give them out, and give hot chocolate as they're waiting for them too. Because we follow them through the building here and run them out the back door to get on the train.
They get on. They get on it out here.
Yeah.
They stop right out back here. We form a line on into the building and get up on the train here, and they get off right before our pumps out back. Everyone's familiar with that.
Come check it out.
Back parking lot here. And then they'll go out around that way, like the people, the kids who go out that way, walk back around. Railroad does most of the work. They also have a lot of volunteers, employees that dress up as maybe like the Grinch or a snowman, a gingerbread man, and they've done this for years. It's just, like he said, it's been a great partnership, and we're just wanting you all to know that we're just definitely going to keep this going. It's very important to us.
Anything else for fire chief?
I believe that's all the items I have. Did you have anything else? Okay, that's all we had.
Yes. The For Roman numeral 7, board comments, announcements, or other business.
I got some comments.
Yes, sir.
I think we all got off on a bad foot when we got started here. And one thing I think we got off a bad foot on, because I've been to the last couple of township meetings, is the township has control over the budget of this fire territory, or the taxation, actually. But when we started this fire territory, we actually are required to, by this Indiana State Code 36.819 6.9, to create a joint executive board to handle the affairs of the fire territory. And subsection 2 of that statute says it delegates administrative, budget, and fiscal responsibilities of the fire protection territory to a joint executive board who represents each of the participating units, and this is them. And those fiscal responsibilities have to do with the taxation or establishing tax rate to pay for the budget of this fire territory. I think the fire department agrees that we seem to think the township thinks they have that control over that budget. The township was made the provider unit, and we can change that. We can make the town the provider. It just simply takes an ordinance and a resolution on behalf of the township, and it's a done deal. It's that simple. So the township receives extra pay for doing the job of managing or running the money across their books. 36.819.8 subsection C states, in C of that subsection, the amount budgeted under this subsection shall be considered part of each of the participating units' budget. That's why we created this executive board, because the township doesn't have control over the budget. The territory board does. You guys have your control here with your 2 liaisons, just like we have our control here with the 2 liaisons that the town appointed to this board to handle those fiscal responsibilities. And I'd just like to make sure that we're all on the same page as we move forward so that we can have a happy marriage.
Plan to be fully transparent, and I'm working with everybody.
Okay? And it applies too to the equipment fund. The equipment fund, as established under 36.819.8.5, is established by a identical ordinance on the town's behalf and a resolution on the township's behalf that establishes that tax rate at 0.0333. In order to change that, the town and the township would have to create identical resolutions to do that. I know the township made a resolution
For the, oh, you're talking about
to do that equipment.
Right.
But and that's one of the reasons I kind of brought this up, is because that kind of gives me the premonition that the township thinks they can control all that. See what I mean? But
That's how it was established last.
But the territory board
Right.
is what controls that.
Okay.
You know, I just want everybody to get on the same page, and then I think we can be productive in managing the fire territory. That's all I got.
Any other business?
You think that affects our 3 penny thing?
No, that's what I'm saying. In order to change that, that would require identical ordinance and a resolution on behalf of the township to change that.
And not just one of the members of the township board
No.
has to watch, and then.
No,
Yeah.
the township can't make a resolution and do it. The town can't make an ordinance and do it. It takes a joint effort, and it would be decided by this board right here. They have the fiscal responsibilities of this fire territory, and the budget responsibility, the administrative responsibility. That means if we choose to change the provider unit, we can do that. That's all I got.
Moving to Roman numeral 8, comments from the floor.
About being involved in this thing is township would have been willing to listen at the time of the argument that would be made for this fire territory. The fire department not be coming up short in 2026. I was going to have to find a way. I think it's like $30,000. And I just think that was the wrong way for the township for handling this. I know, there was a big thing and everybody wanted to find a way to stay, but just to overstep their boundaries really now has caused a hardship.
Right.
And nobody likes this tax, everybody would like to lower, but when we voted to have this, it was something that our town and the township felt necessary, that we needed to form this fire territory. So, I don't know what the township called it in, as far as I'm concerned, I think the township should try to find the money that they should call to the fire department.
There's a rainy day amount. There's a township fund that's away from the territory that goes into the total. I hear what you're saying. Got here like a day late. So I think everything you're saying is valid. I'm solving a Rubik's Cube in my head every day. Like, where can I find that? Where can I get that at? It's pennies, I know, but I am saving the township now like $550 a month because of rent. Because I didn't take the full amount. That's just a small amount, I know. But then we had a CD that was in the bank that nobody knew about for it's been there for like 30 years. And it was drawing 0.75% interest on $50,000. So I flipped it since I'm the only person that can signature on it. And it's almost 3.8 now. So it's bringing in another $180 a month. It's small, but it's gas money, So that's some of the things I'm trying to find out.
All of that that we have is really what all of issues in the township trying to take authority over everything, like they were going to get changes. They were going to get put funds into it if they wanted the way it ended up falling. And it wasn't just fault.
Right.
It was just the whole thing and calling people to want to quit. That they're short. I would like to see the fire department did recover them.
I'll work with them any way we can. I mean, all of us will.
And obviously, we'll work with you guys on anything. Bring anything to these meetings, we'll discuss it. That's what we're here for. Like I said, you're the administration, the budget, and all that. One other comment from the floor is Assistant Chief and President of our Morgantown Rural Fire Department Incorporated, and myself, we went to a Indiana Trustee Association held conference that was actively discussing these fire territories and districts, and it was a full house. And we're not joking when we say this is a problem across the state of Indiana. There are townships absolutely drowning because they were in the same situation we were, where they were paying every 6 months $25-$30 to the township and not funding the fire department. Fire trucks are $1 million, and they go, what are we going to do?
Right.
That there was trustees there was fire chiefs there that were paid, volunteer. There was some places that had already district. There are other places that had already territory, and they were talking about connecting and absorbing other areas. And across Indiana, people are mad that taxes are going up for fire and EMS protection, but it's a hurricane.
It's a
going
grab.
across the state
Right now.
and it was a lot of good information.
Yeah.
And it was nice to see we're not the only ones in this situation.
Sure.
We're all trying to come up, do what's best for everybody. For those that have not been around the fire department, not been in a leadership position, we're required to do our due diligence to follow OSHA, NFPA, and all that. It is hard. Me, ISO ratings, why do I have to answer to 6 other organizations and still, all these other organizations are making millions of dollars, and it's coming from you, the taxpayer, and I'm the one getting yelled at for it, for raising your taxes as a fire chief, when I'm trying to answer why I'm trying to stay compliant with these people and keep my firefighters safe and stuff like that. So it's nice. It's a statewide problem, and it's not even just a statewide problem. It's a nationwide problem.
Our neighbors in Nineveh Township just proposed a $12 million fire station and truck and everything else, and their tax rate was going to land right at 42 on 100.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is something that we are all continuing to discuss and look at other avenues to get this down.
Yeah.
And, everyone's upset about the ISO rating. We're going to get that fixed, and that's going to give you the chance to shop for insurance. But one way to shop and save money on insurance is invest locally in your local fire department. And it's through taxation. I'm sorry, it just is.
All right.
That's the only comments I have.
Another big thing, and it's scaring everybody right now, is the Senate Bill 1. I know we could be here all night, so I won't get into that. We've talked about it before. But that's also going to cut our budget for next year. And not just across the state. Once again, people that hadn't already become territories or districts that were already getting zero funding. You can pick any little small fire department. There's money almost nothing across the state. There's a lot of them in northern and southern Indiana. And their budgets are getting cut too by tens of thousands of dollars. These big departments are getting cut by millions. Some of them have millions of dollars budgets, several $1 million budgets, and they're getting cut by $2 million. So this is a statewide deal too.
There is a fire department in Tennessee. They publicly announced that they're closing the doors. They said, we cannot provide, we can't keep up with OSHA, we can't keep up with NFPA, we can't provide you trucks, we can't do this, we're done. We tried. We're a volunteer, we're done. Somebody else has got to come in and figure it out because you guys won't work with us. They said, we're shutting the door, and they shut the door.
I'll say one more thing, and you keep talking if you want to, but just locally. White River Township, with Senate Bill 1 now, how many men do they have, or women in them? They have, 80?
Oh, I didn't.
Chief Pell said after Senate Bill 1's done, and they get through all the the lit deductions in 2028, they can have 30 people.
It's not looking good.
That's terrible.
Maybe
Let's keep working.
we get updates from the state as well on our trainings. Like, we're required now to have certain EMS trainings that have to be done online. Be compliant with the state to keep our EMT active. If not, it's still our EMT, so they're going to be like EMT.
Right.
It's just that simple. And they do it. They do it with our instructor certs. If you're a fire instructor and you teach fire classes, they do the same thing. They just keep adding things to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we can't get volunteers, because it's a full-blown education outside of here and a full-time job that you don't have full-time for. That's why we went to staffing.
Right. Any other comments from the board? Then we'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second that motion.
Motion passes. You're adjourned.
So,
We don't have to have